Hi everyone, and welcome to our eBudde webinar for initial order entry in the 2017-2018 cookie program. My name is Allison Mangles, and I'm the Senior Product Sales Manager here at Girl Scouts of Connecticut. And I'm going to be taking you through some of the resources available on our cookie page and how to enter in your girls' initial orders, rewards, and select a delivery time slot in eBudde for the initial orders. So we're actually going to get started from our homepage here, at gswct.org. Hover over Cookies and QSP and click on Cookie Volunteer Resources. Down at the bottom of the page here, you will see a section of Cookie Volunteer Resources, and these are where the Troop eBudde written instructions are. I'm going to be using these instructions as I go along in today's recording here. So if you want to take a minute to go ahead and print these out, you're more than welcome to do so, or just keep them up on your screen in case you want to reference them as we go along. There's also a link here just for eBudde as well. So if you don't remember the actual website or don't see it in the instructions or haven't opened the instructions where it is, you can just click on this link and it will bring you right to the page. I actually have it open twice now. There we go. So eBudde is the platform that we use to manage the cookie program. So the first thing that we need to do is log into the system. If you have been in here before in a past year, but this is your first time logging on this year, you will need to use the generic password. Everybody's passwords from the 2017 season have been reset now for the 2018 season. So that generic password is TOFF, capital T, and then lowercase OFF. 9289, and you're going to go ahead and log in with your email. I'm using a different email than my work email here, if you're wondering why that looks a little funny. That way I can only see the troop information. You guys won't see all the other stuff that I've got access to here as a product sales manager. If you are getting an error and it's telling you that you cannot log in with that password, it may be because you're either not in eBudde, or you may be in here with a different email address. So if you used, your work email address last year and you're no longer working there and you don't have access to that email, let us know so that we can go ahead and update your contact information in there. We do roll over the information for troop leaders from the previous year in eBudde to this year. So if you did change your email address, we'll just need to make that change. I would definitely recommend logging into eBudde early before you actually sit down to go put your orders in, just so you can make sure that you can get into the system. If you did log in already for the year, you'll know that you already changed your password, you already answered all the questions on the screen here, but we're going to go through these first, and then we'll actually get into the real eBudde site. So the first time you log in, just like I just did, it's going to bring you to this page where you're going to actually set up your own password. So you'll no longer be using that generic TOFF 9289 password. So you'll put that in as your current password, and then change your password to something that you think that you will remember here. So, and probably a good idea to write that down or put it in your phone so that you can remember it, since we do not have access to your passwords. There is an option on the login screen if you need to reset your password, so you can go ahead and do that if you ever do forget it. These security questions will be used for you if you ever do need to reset your password. So I'm just going to make up answers to these as we're sitting here, but you will probably want to actually go through and select the questions that you'll remember the answers to the most. And there are just a few here that we're going to go ahead and answer here. All right, once the security questions are finished, we ask that you please do finish filling in your contact information. So you will have been in eBudde, if this is the first time, you've never been in eBudde before, and we uploaded your information. If it was a brand new troop, then we just upload it in your email address and your first and last name, since that is the information that the system takes. So you're going to go ahead and put in your phone number and your address as well. And I'll show you on another tab once we're actually in the system if you need to update anything that's actually already in there. So again, if maybe you lived on Jones Road last year and now you're living on Smith Lane, you can go ahead and update that information in the system as well. Whoops, I was water buried the wrong way here. Here we go. All right, and once that's taken care of, we've got all of our security questions, we put our new password in, and we update our contact. We're going to go ahead and press submit. This is going to bring us into the actual eBudde site in the section that's called the dashboard. So you'll see across the top here, there's different tabs, and that's how we're going to go ahead and navigate the eBudde system. So the tab that's highlighted in green is the tab that we're currently in, so that would be the dashboard. On the dashboard, you'll see a checklist of some different things that you're going to want to do throughout the program. The actual eBudde instructions are a little bit more detailed, so I would recommend using those or the checklist in your cookie program troop guide, but this does have some general information here. You'll also see any messages that the council or that your service unit cookie manager has posted. At the current time, there's nothing posted here in this service unit or from the council, but that would be under this yellow bar here. There's also, if you have not heard about it, a new app for eBudde. So this is just for troop leaders and troop cookie managers, so that you can go ahead and access eBudde on your phone. It doesn't have the 100% full capabilities of the actual eBudde site that you're using here on your laptop or on your desktop, but it definitely is a good resource. I think it's definitely very good for if you need to reference something, if you just need to pull up your sales report, or if you forgot how many boost sale cookies you picked up and you're trying to balance everything out in your living room, it would be helpful to sort of be able to see that right on your phone versus having to log into the computer. You guys, if you're watching this, have now hopefully logged in on a computer, on a desktop or a laptop, because you will need to do that at least once and reset your password before you'll be able to get into the Troop app. So there is a video here, if you'll see where the hand pointer here is, if you'd like to go ahead and watch that. I'm not going to play it now, but that will just give you some general information about the app. There's also a calendar here, so it's for the month that we're in is what's currently showing, but then you can move this as well here. So in February right now, this is what we are looking at. Our important date is that these initial orders are due on February 9th. You will also see if you have any boost sales, this will populate later on in the sale once the boost sites tab is open. But if you do have any cookie boosts that are coming up that you entered in here, or that your service unit cookie manager entered in here for you, it sort of depends on how your service unit handles that, you'll see those listed. A new feature that we have is down here at the bottom where it says DOC girl delivery orders. We're going to talk about these orders when we go ahead and and start entering the initial orders for each girl. But just a reminder that this is here, and I'll show you another report that has the same information as well. So that is what is going on the dashboard. I should also let you know that if you are the troop leader or the troop cookie manager for more than one troop, you would see both of your troops right here. So I'm just associated with troop 40182, but let's say I was also associated as the cookie manager with troop 40185. That troop would be listed here, and I could click on that troop and then go into their dashboard as well. So you can toggle between both troops, or if you have 3 troops, as many troops as you have, you can go back and forth between them. You don't need to log, in and out in order to do that. The contacts tab is the next one across our screen here, and this will show anyone who's associated with your troop. So on the contacts tab, you can go ahead and edit your own information. So I see here, oh, I didn't put a cell phone number in here, so let me go ahead and edit that. I'll put in. You can put in any additional information, or you can change and you can say, oh, this is my information from last year. I'm no longer at this address. You can also change your password if you would like to. You can go ahead, put your current password in, and then update it, and then you'll just need to answer your security questions. Once you've made any changes here, you can go ahead and submit. On the settings tab, we can do a couple different things. So if you need to add somebody else into your troop, we'll click Edit Settings. So for example, I'm in here as a troop cookie chair. Maybe there's another cookie chair who is assisting and we're splitting some of the entry here, or maybe you'd like to put your troop leader in here because she's going to do some of the entry as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my troop leader. And when I do this, after I hit update, she'll now be listed under the contacts for my troop, and eBudde is also going to send her a notification email that says you've now been added as a troop leader in eBudde for troop 40182, or whatever your troop number is. and that will sort of prompt them to log into the system since now they have access to see that. If they're already in the system, they're still going to receive an email because they now have access. They've been added or updated for a different troop or a different position, and so the system is going to alert them of that change. Also in the settings, you can change your troop level. So if you bridged last year from juniors to cadets, this troop did not, but if you happen to have done that, you can go ahead and change it to cadet here under this tab. We do not use this banking information as in Growth of Connecticut, so you do not need to do anything here. It's actually grayed out. What we use for the banking information is we use an online payment ACH process. So actually back on our volunteer page here, there's a whole section under electronic payments for the Girl Scout Cookie Program. And this is where you would complete your ACH authorization form. And that authorizes us to go ahead and initiate a payment from your troop's account for the amount that's due to the council. If your troop has already completed one of these forms for QSP or Election Day in the fall, so in fall of 2017, you do not need to go ahead and complete the form again. It's good for the entire 2017-2018 membership year. If your troop has not yet completed this form, you're going to click it, and the form will actually open up, and this should be completed by a co-leader or the troop treasurer, and it's going to include the banking information, both the routing and account number for the troop. There's also on this page some FAQs and the terms of agreement here for you to take a look at. So once that is taken care of, that's all you need to do for your banking information. Nothing needs to be entered into eBudde. If your troop is made up of girls who are juniors, cadets, seniors, or ambassadors, they do have the option to take an additional 10 cents in troop proceeds. That is going to be located in this section here after the initial order is submitted. So it's not there right now, but just remember after initial orders go in, so in mid-February, once we've ordered all the cookies, you'll be able to go ahead and check the box that says that you would like to take the additional proceeds for the troop. So there's more information on how that works in the cookie program troop guide, and I should also point out everyone should have a copy of that, a hard copy of that. But if you'd like to flip through it, it is here. You can make this bigger. It is here on our website as well, so you can go through and get some more information on that. So now that I'm going to change this back to junior for these guys because we're actively working in this troop here, and I don't want to do anything incorrect. So we're going to go ahead and just update that. So if you have any questions about what is on here, definitely let us know. You also have, I did not point out before, you have your sales numbers from the previous cookie season. So if you would like to go ahead and compare sort of where you are at any time this year to where you were last year, or to talk to the girls about their sales from the previous year, these are some good numbers for you to go ahead and use. These do not include any numbers from Election Day booth sales. So this is really just initial orders, goal getters, and booth sales from 2017. So the period of the sales that we're in right now. The girls tab is going to list all of the girls who have been uploaded into your troop. So you'll see that these boxes are grayed out. We can't actually make any changes or updates to the girls here. Now, I do want to know, myself or another product sales manager would like to know, if you have a girl who's in your troop who you don't know who they are. So it's, you see them here, but, I have no idea who Catherine Carlson is. I've never seen her. I don't know who she is. Please let us know so that we can go ahead and move her into the correct troop. It's possible that, when her parent guardian registered back in the fall, that they might have selected the wrong troop and she actually belongs in a different troop. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we move her where she actually belongs to. If you have any girls who are not registered, who are not listed here, it may be because of a couple of things. Either they selected the wrong troop when they went ahead and entered their information, or they registered a little bit later on, towards like the end of January, beginning of February, after we had stopped uploading the information into eBudde. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to check in your volunteer toolkit on your roster to see if this girl is actually registered. So that may be why she was not uploaded. If you have questions about registration, you can definitely go ahead and call our customer care department or contact them via email. However, I do know that you're trying to enter in your orders, and time is of the essence, especially if you are someone who's doing this maybe a little later in the evening on February 9th on the deadline. So if you do need to add in a girl, you can add her in. We just ask that you follow up with us so that we can see why she wasn't in there to begin with. But we will also be running reports so we can see which girls were added and then following up to make sure that they're registered appropriately as well. So let's say that we do need to add a girl in here. You're doing this. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's the only time you had to add this in. And so you can go ahead and just put in her information. So let's say that we are adding in Susan Smith to our troop. First name, last name. And then we're going to go ahead and press the ID button. eBudde is going to generate just a random ID number for this girl in the system. Then we're going to go ahead and select her grade. And then we would hit update. I'm not going to hit update under this troop only because, again, they are active and I don't want to put a girl who's not in their troop or real for that matter under there. So I'm just going to go ahead and abandon my edits on that. If you were to actually hit the update button, you would then see Susan Smith appear right here between Madison and Taylor on your roster. So really the big thing with this tab here is just to make sure that you recognize all the girls who are listed there and that we can do a little research as to if you have a girl who's not listed there. The initial order tab is where we're going to actually go ahead and enter in the paper order card sales for the girls. So you may have some girls who have orders that came in online through digital cookie. So you'll see those in a couple different places. If you click on the girl orders tab, you'll see them listed here. So these are actual boxes that are going to be shipped out or donated. These are already in the system, and even though they're on the girl order tab, they will count towards the girl's initial order. There are also some boxes that need to be added into the girl's initial order that were ordered on digital cookie, and those are boxes where the customer selected girl delivery. This means that the customer paid for their boxes online, but they would like the girl to deliver them to them when the boxes are available in Connecticut in March. So there's a couple different ways for you to know what these boxes are. The first is that on the girl's paper order card, there is a line, it's brand new this year, towards the very bottom of the card where the parent or guardian and the girl can actually write in those boxes. They can see when they're logged into digital cookie which boxes were for girl delivery and that those need to be added onto their order card. You can also see these on the dashboard, which I showed you earlier. This troop just has one girl delivery orders. As you saw in the girl order tab, there were a couple other girls with online sales, but only one girl has an order for girl delivery. So you would know that, okay, if Birdie doesn't have these boxes listed on her order card, that you need to go ahead and add those into her total. That way these boxes are included in her order and are included in the boxes that come off the truck on delivery day, and that you'll know to give them to her to get to her customers who ordered online. The other way that you can see this is by going to the reports tab over here on the right-hand side and clicking on the last report, which is called Girl Delivery, Varieties Only by Girl. It's an Excel report. I'm going to open that up. We're going to go to the second tab that says Order Detail. And again, it will list all the orders that any girl in your troop has received for girl delivery. So let's say you had 4 girls here, 4 girls who each had a multitude of orders. You know, this, for some troops, this could be quite a lengthy report depending on what their girl delivery sales were. For this troop, we just have the one girl delivery order. And so it's pretty clear as far as what needs to be added here to her order. So for Birdie, it's the 1 trefoil, 2 Samoas, and 1 tag along that need to be added in to her order. Again, you might have a list of a couple different girls, and you would just need to check these totals against anything that was written in by the parent, guardian, or girl on that digital cookie girl delivery line on her paper order card, or if nothing was entered on that line, you know, because you see it on this report, that these boxes do need to be added into her total. Again, just a reminder, these boxes have already been paid for online. You will see on the girl order tab that money for all of the sales is recorded. And so you'll see for Birdie, she has some shipped boxes, but then you'll know that she has girl delivery because she's now paid for $20 for 4 boxes of cookies. The customer has paid for them. They just haven't been ordered just yet. Now, once we know what needs our final numbers for each girl for initial order, then we're ready to go ahead and put in their initial order. So we're going to click on that initial order tab, and I recommend doing this in order. So if you want to take a minute to put your order cards in order, alphabetically by first name, because that's how they're listed in eBudde, that's the best way to make sure that you don't actually miss anybody here. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first girl, Abigail, and enter in her boxes. The columns going across the screen here are for each variety of cookies, starting with Cookies for Heroes, the donated boxes, and then going with Savannah Smiles, Trefoils, and so on. This is the same order that the paper order card is in the columns as well. So it makes sense to just sort of look at the bottom of that card and read it across. I will say that before you start entering, actually, that you're going to want to make sure that you double check the math on these order cards. Sometimes, parents or guardians, girls are doing something a little bit quickly. So you just want to make sure that, the same total that you're getting across for all their sales is the same as you're getting going down, so that the correct number, of cookies is actually being ordered. So for Abigail, we'll pretend that we've got her card here, and she has 4 donated boxes, and then, these, and then these were the rest of her sales here. We'll hit OK, or you can also press the Enter key on your keyboard and then save. I like to save after each entry. That way, if something happens or I walk away or I don't know, the power goes out, I don't lose all of my work. I just lose the one girl's entry. We'll do the same thing for Amelia. Go ahead again and start with those donated boxes of cookies. And then we will enter in across what her actual sales are here. And save. Notice that I'm pressing the save button here. I'm not pressing submit order. This orange submit order button only gets pressed once, and that's when you are all done entering everything for your troop. So once you're confident that everything is in there, then you'll press that button, but not until then. So right now we're going to keep pressing the save button. So I'm not going to go through and do all of these girls because this is sort of a larger troop here, but you get the gist of it. You click on, again, each girl and then fill in her boxes by variety at the bottom of the screen. We'll just do one more girl since we did open up this tab here. All right. Okay, there, and save. All right, now, the other thing that you're going to do on this tab is that you can order your booth sale cookies here. You can order booth sale cookies for cookie booths in 2 different ways. A, you can order them on the initial order, and these will come off the truck with the rest of your cookies on delivery day, or you can pick them up at the cupboard. A few advantages to order them with your initial order is that you don't have to make a trip to the cupboard, and they're available right there, and that you also receive a $20 bonus for every 20 cases that you order. However, any cases ordered on the initial order cannot be returned. They're the property of the troop. So you definitely want to have a conversation with your co-leader and with the girls to see if the troop wants to order cases here. You also don't have to order 20 cases altogether or 240 boxes altogether. If you just want to order a couple extra Samoas or Thin Mints to have on hand, or if you know that you have a customer every year who comes to your Stop and Shop booth sale and buys a case of tag-alongs, you might want to just buy that case of tag-alongs here, order that case of tag-alongs to begin with so that you know that you have it on hand. So if I'm going to order booth sale cookies, I'm going to click the booth line, and I'm going to enter my order here in boxes. So this particular troop is going to order enough for 1 booth sale. We'll hit OK and save. In Girls of Connecticut, we do not use this other line for anything, so you don't need to worry about putting anything there. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see the number of packages that were actually ordered by the girls for their orders, and also if you put in any boxes under the boot sale line. So for us, that's 932 packages and 79 cases. Cookies are delivered on delivery weekend by the case. There are no single boxes of cookies that come off the truck. So what eBudde does automatically is it rounds up your boxes to the nearest case. So our Savannah Smiles, we had exactly 48 boxes ordered. That's 4 cases, so we didn't have any extra roundup boxes in there. For our trefoils, we ordered 99 boxes. Well, in order to get to 108, which is 9 cases of 12 cookies, we need to order 9 more boxes of cookies. So eBudde has now added these into your order to get to the 9 cases. So these, for this troop, they've got 40 boxes of cookies here that are extra. So they're not currently assigned to any girl. They weren't ordered for a booth sale, but they are the property of the troop. So you're going to want to go ahead and use these boxes to fill any goal-getter orders that are submitted to you by the girls. And these will also be the first boxes, if you have any left after filling goal-getter orders, these will be the first boxes that you will want to sell at your booth sale. Okay, so you will know how many extras you have to sort of play with here to fill orders, because they're just listed on this line, very well named, extras, okay? When you come to cookie delivery, you will receive a sheet of paper that's going to actually just go on the windshield of your car, or the window on the driver's side of your car. That's going to list what you need by cases, and it will be these numbers here. So we will know that you need 79 cases of cookies. Once you are all set with all of your entries, everything here, you're going to go ahead, whoops, let me just save that since I touched that by accident. You're going to go ahead and submit your order. And I say you can always submit your order one time. You know, submit your order now. Are you ready? Are you sure? And you can go ahead and press OK. And now you're going to get a box that says, please go to your delivery tab to specify your delivery option. So we're going to do that in just 1 second. I do want to say, if you accidentally press the submit order button and you were not done entering yet, if it is before 11:59 p.m. on February 9th, you can contact your service unit cookie manager and she can unsubmit the order for you. You can also contact us and product sales as well, but your cookie manager does have access to do that. If you, after initial order is closed, you get an email with, you know, somebody, oh my gosh, I forgot to hand this order form in, or somebody found, you know, the pocket order form that was supposed to get attached to their big order form. If you call your product sales manager or email productsales@gsofct.org, we can go ahead and get that order in the system for you. It's definitely, the goal is to definitely get all of the orders in on the initial order. That's the cleanest, most efficient way to do that. So don't panic if you accidentally press that button. We can definitely work with you and get your orders into the system. Once you submit the order, you won't have access. You'll see all this is now grayed out and you can't make any changes, but you can still see this. If you would like to print this out so that you have a hard copy of it, you can go ahead and do that and just press print and print that on your home computer. You don't need to print it out for your records. I like to have a folder with all of my stuff organized, so I would probably personally do that, but if you just want to go back and log in and see it in here, that's fine as well. So now we're going to follow our instructions and go to the delivery tab. Every service unit is assigned a location and a time frame for where they're going to pick up their cookies. It's important that you write this down. You'll be able to, you know, print out your confirmation here as well, but we definitely want to make sure that everybody knows where they need to go to get your cookies. Some sites do change from year to year. This troop in particular is actually at a brand new site, so just because you've always gone to one place to get your cookies doesn't mean that that's definitely where you're going this year. So please do pay attention to the actual location. So this troop is going to be picking up at the Lowe's in Torrington on March 3rd. So that's the Saturday of delivery weekend. Depending on your service unit, you will have either a March 3rd Saturday delivery day or a March 4th Sunday delivery day. That information will be right here on the screen. So the first thing we're going to do is who's picking up your cookies. So if someone from your troop is picking them up, awesome, that's the default. If somebody else is picking up your cookies, so let's say your next door neighbor is the leader of another troop and she said, you know, Allison, I'm just going to pick up for both of our troops. I've got a a big Chevy Suburban and I can fit a ton of cookies in there. If that's what's going to happen, then you can just click on someone else other than some other troop, excuse me, is picking these up, and then you would submit that info. But for most people, it's someone from my troop, and then we'll be picking up for more than one troop. For most people, it's no, so that's the default. But if perhaps you have more than one troop, you might put yes, and then you would type in the troop number of who you were also picking up for here. So let's say that you were also picking up for 4018, sorry, not 8272 as well. We're going to assume that this troop is just picking up for their own. So we're going to select no, I'm not picking up for anybody else. Then you'll take a look and you will have slots assigned to you in either 1, 2, or 3 minute time slots, depending on your delivery site and sort of how the traffic flows there. And the length of the time slot will be dependent on how many troops are in your service unit. So larger service units have more time slots to choose from. Smaller service units, because there aren't quite as many troops, will have less time slots. So let's say that, if I'm picking up from this troop, I'm going to go with a little bit later of a time slot, and I'm going to go with 10:31. I'm going to click that, and then my troop is going to show up there. Then I'm going to go ahead and submit my info. This has now locked in, and nobody else will be able to take this 10:31 time slot at Lowe's in Torrington. So when another troop goes in to select their time, they'll see that this time slot is just not available. There's another troop there. You can view confirmation, and this is going to give you all the information sort of in one place here. So where you're picking up, the address, the date, the time, an estimate of sort of the vehicles that you would need based on the number of cases of cookies that you ordered. So this is just an estimate. When it's saying station wagon, it's not talking about a smaller hatchback. It's talking about like an actual station wagon. So those are estimates. It's definitely best to sort of talk to, if you're a brand new troop, to sort of talk to another leader about how many cases of cookies, or talk to one of us about how many cases of cookies that might fit into your vehicle. But if you have done this before and you're about the same order as you were last year, or maybe even a little bigger, once you start putting cookies in your car, you have a good idea of exactly where they need to go and exactly how many you can fit into your vehicle. So you can also print this out if you would like to just have it for your records as well. But we will know exactly what time everybody is signed up for, and we'll get everybody through on delivery day with those slots. We're not going to actually print that out there. So, okay. Now, so we've entered in our cookie orders. For this troop, they decided to order some booth cookies as well. So we put our booth order in, and we selected our delivery time. So the next thing that we're going to do, and then the final thing that we're going to do, is to go ahead and order our initial order rewards. So we clicked on the rewards tab here, and we're going to click the fill out button. So of course, this troop has additional girls' orders that they're going to fill in, but we're just going to base this on the girls that we entered and the girls who have actual digital cookie sales. So you will see that a couple of things will calculate automatically. So the girls who are at 120 boxes or 150 boxes are going to earn the mermaid blanket at 120 and the artist roll and mermaid blanket at 150. So you will see, some of these girls like Amelia, or excuse me, like Angelina, she has 3 rewards. This one, blanket, the artist roll, and then because this troop has a per girl selling average of 120 boxes or more, their average is actually 149.71 up here, you'll see it. They're earning the troop pillowcases as well. Now you might be thinking, well, there are only a few girls in here who we put orders in. Some girls have only online sales, which is fine. They maybe just chose to contact all of even their local customers on digital cookie, and their orders were placed that way, which is fine. And those sales are showing up in eBudde, so they're included in the per girl selling average. If you would like to order 1 or 2 pillowcases for troop adults, you would go ahead and do that here. So let's say, yes, we each want one. There's 2 co-leaders, we each want one. When you are all set and have submitted that information, you're going to press Submit Reward Order. And again, just like the initial order boxes, the box order, you only submit once. So they're going to say, are you really all set? And you'll say, yep. that was an easy one. I just had to order my pillowcases, and you can press OK. Now you might be asking, but I know my girls, they've sold all these cookies, they've got other rewards. Those that I see on the order cards, those are final rewards, and those aren't open for ordering just yet. The final reward ordering will be open in the beginning of April. The cookie program runs through April 1st, so there's still lots and lots of time for our girls to be earning additional rewards. So those are not open for ordering at this time. Only the initial order rewards, which again are the mermaid blanket, the artist roll, and the pillowcases, are available for ordering. So that is everything that needs to be done on the initial order. I do just want to show you a few of the other tabs here so that you have the information on them. So the girl order tab, which we touched on briefly, this is where it's going to show all of the cookies that the girls have sold. So right now, anything on cookie initial, that's what we just entered in, those paper order boxes and the girl delivery boxes that were ordered online. The other are going to be ones that were ordered through Digital Cookie that were shipped directly to the customers. Once we get into the goal getter phase of the program, and there'll be instructions, eBudde instructions for that as well, and a webinar, you'll be entering additional orders on this tab. But for right now, you don't really need to worry too much about that. Your transactions tab is going to show any cookies that have been assigned to the troop. So that would be your initial order will show up in here. It's just not in there just yet, but it's also any boxes that were shipped to customers directly on Digital Cookie. And then eventually it will also show, once we get our cupboards open in March and we've got cookies in the state, if you pick up cookies and or return booth sale cookies that were taken on consignment, you'll see all of those transactions on this page as well. We were just in the rewards tab, but just so you know, when we get closer to the end of the program, you'll be able to have that fill out button here on your final rewards as well. And that's where you'll order all the other items, the patches, cookie credits, t-shirts, everything else on the final reward order here, but that's just not open just yet. The booth site tab is where you would go ahead and either sign up for a council booth sale or record your own booth sale. So let's say you guys are doing a booth at Walmart on March 4th from 9 to 12, you would go ahead and input that information unless you're in the service unit or the service unit cookie manager is handling that. The deposits tab shows all payments that have been made. So right now, it's just going to be the payments that came in for anything that was ordered online through Digital Cookie. This is where you will also see the payments that are initiated by the council. So there are 2 times, one in mid-March and one at the end of the program, where we will initiate payment from your troops account. That's why it's really important that you fill out that authorization form that we spoke about earlier, and you'll see those payments, both of those payments listed here. Your sales report shows pretty much everything that's going on in eBudde. So you'll see your per girl selling average up here, which is really important because we base a lot of our rewards on that. You'll see your different proceeds levels. So we have tiered proceeds again this year. You'll see if your troop earned top troop. You'll see if the troop earned the special connection between the QSP and cookie program, the additional 2 cents per box. You'll see all of the packages received. That information comes from the transactions tab. You'll see all the deposits. That comes from the deposits tab. And then you'll see the amount due council. So this is just good information for you to have. And of course, this is a very fluid document. This gets updated throughout the program. So I would definitely recommend that you sort of check back on here pretty frequently in the month of March as we start sort of moving cookies in and out of our cupboards and initiating those payments, just so you make sure that everything has been recorded properly. And then the reports tab. We were already in here earlier to look at our girl delivery information here. There's not really too much that you need to see on here, but if you want to look in more detail at any of the digital cookie orders for the girls, so you can see their shipped and donated orders as well, you can go ahead and do that. eBudde also has a help center, and this gives you some additional information. The instructions that we put together are very specific to Connecticut, so I would definitely point you there first, but if you're looking for other information, you can get it on this screen. It's just that we don't use, for example, when I was talking about the banking earlier, we don't use all of the fields that are in eBudde, so sometimes that information can be a little confusing here. but you are more than welcome to look at any of the information that's listed here. The app information for the Cover Keeper and the eBudde Troop app are here as well. And so if you're, again, looking at any of that Troop app that we talked about originally, you might want to come here and get some more information. This takes you out to a separate site. So again, we walked through everything, starting with the dashboard all the way out to our help center here. If you do need to print out the eBudde instructions right here, they're on the page here, as we pointed out earlier. This site also has additional information if you are, have some questions just about specific parts of the program. So, if you're a little confused about Cookies for Heroes and you want to get some more information, we have a sheet that's just about that. If you are looking for information about booth sales and how all of that works, we have another sheet on that. So I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and check that out. I thank all of you for volunteering to make the cookie program a success for your troop and for all of your girls, and I hope that you're enjoying your time volunteering in the program. Of course, we are always available to help, so please feel free to reach out either to your product sales manager or to product sales at gsofct.org. If you do just, if you call up our customer care department, they can help you with some basic information, but they can also transfer you to one of us as well. So we just want to make sure that everybody is feeling comfortable and supported throughout the program, and we definitely want to help you get all of your orders entered into eBudde, and so that you're all set. Again, the deadline for those entries is February 9th at 11:59 p.m. So please just try to get your orders in by that point in time. All right, well, that's it from the product sales department for today, and I look forward to moving out of our initial order taking time into goal getters and booth sales, and seeing you guys at the cupboard sometime soon. Thank you.